I'm Mr. Paris.
And I'm Miss Murphy.
And we're going to talk about economic sectors today, okay? We've already learned about what the primary sector, the secondary sector, and the tertiary sector mean, right? We know that the primary sector is all the natural resources. We know the secondary sector is the manufacturing of goods and making things. We know that the tertiary is the service sector, right? But something that we need to talk about is how those different sectors play a role in each level of economy, okay? So we have low-income economies, middle-income economies, and high-income economies, which means that we have a low amount of money, a middle amount of money, and a high amount of money.
That's really great, Mr. Paris. Can I talk now?
Yes, Ms. Murphy. Yes.
I guess I'll just pick up right where you left off. What Mr. Paris was in the middle of saying is that we're looking at poor countries over here. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking some countries in Africa, especially like sub-Saharan countries. I'm thinking middle-income countries are like not the United States and like South Korea are up here. I don't know exactly who would be in the middle, but in between an African country like Mali and the United States. A really poor country, and these are really wealthy countries. I want to point out to you something, that in these low-income countries, they've got a pretty high primary sector. As you can see, natural resource sector here, small. Natural resource sector here, even smaller. Their tertiary sector, though, their service sector, is pretty small here, though. Tertiary sector here, much bigger. Tertiary sector here, in the richest countries, is the biggest. I want to tell you kind of the story of that. I want to explain that a little bit, because it's not hard to understand. In fact, obviously I find it really exciting. So when you have a country like this, not making a lot of money, we're going to call this an underdeveloped country, okay? Not a lot of factories making things, some manufacturing, obviously, but lots of people working on the land, either mining or raising animals, or like farming, mostly farming, wheat and corn and like soy and stuff like that. People in this country don't have a lot of money to be spending, aren't making a lot of money to be spending on services. So there are not a lot of businesses for that, clean your house. There are not a lot of businesses that fix your car, because lots of people here don't have cars or may not have like homes that they can't clean themselves, right? They can't afford that stuff. Lots of people in this country are poor. When we hop over here to the highest income country, okay, we see a really, really low natural resource sector, but a really high service sector. This tells me that this country is high income, really wealthy, because people, first of all, can buy all of this stuff from other countries. You already know about that. We don't grow bananas in the United States. We don't grow a lot of our produce in the United States. We're buying lots of the natural resource stuff like bananas and corn and soy from these guys, and not paying them a lot for it, remember. But we have all this money and we have all this stuff, so we've got a big old service sector. Everybody's got a car. Everybody's got a home. Everybody's got money that they need to keep in the bank. Everybody, we have insurance agencies because everybody has enough money and cares enough about, has a lot going on and needs insurance. Does that make sense?
I think it makes sense, Ms. Murphy. And that's obviously a generalization, because not every single person has those things, but most people definitely do.
Exactly, Mr. Paris. If I gave you a country profile and I said, Annalise, look at Chad, tell me about their industries, tell me about their economic sectors, now tell me how everyone in that country kind of is, how are they doing? Annalise would probably say to me, well, Miss Murphy, I can give you a generalization, maybe how most people, but I'm uncomfortable telling you that every single person is the same way in Chad. And I would go, oh, thank you. Now, the thing is about these different countries, you don't, there is a movement, okay? Countries usually develop. So I'm going to tell you about South Korea. South Korea, over here, a high-income country, very wealthy right now. But South Korea didn't start like that, okay? They used to be a pretty low-income country, a pretty poor country, years and years and years ago. They had a big natural resource sector. They grew a lot of stuff. They did a lot of farming. Not a big service sector because people in South Korea didn't have the money to be spending on services. Eventually, where's my marker? With boosts in education and technology, this country will develop into this country. So they're going to build some more factories, okay? These factories have, I'm going to draw like a lightning bolt to show that they're more technologically advanced, all right? And with more factories and they're making more money via manufacturing now, they don't need to grow and sell as much.
Ms. Murphy, I'm confused. In the middle income country, the manufacturing bar is lower than it is in the low income country. Why is that?
Oh, are you confused because I just said that they're making more money through their factories, but their manufacturing bar is lower?
Yeah.
So the thing is, because education and technology got better, these factories are now producing things that you can spend, that you can charge people more money for. So maybe we were making like wooden furniture over here. Now we might be manufacturing electronics. And so we don't need to manufacture as much. We're making more money anyway because we can sell the things we're making for more. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Thank you.
With this new money that we're getting, woo, moolah, money. Money, 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 money.
Money, 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 money.
Obviously, our service sector is starting to rise because our population is getting richer. Nod at me if that makes sense. Okay, so here goes our service sector, up, up, up as our population gets richer. And the thing about economies is that usually economies that are doing well continue to do well. There's a momentum, okay? There's a momentum. So this country continues to develop more and more. They make more and more money, and their primary sector goes down even more, okay? From here to here. This is because they have extra money to be buying produce and natural resources from other people. Our manufacturing sector might even goes down a little bit more. I think, again, that's because we have the money. We're a super rich country now. We have the money to be buying those things from other places. What you do see is our service sector going up even more, which by now you should be saying, I get it, Miss Murphy. The service sector grows because people are making more and more money. If I've confused you, which is very possible. I love economics. Some people you might be sitting with people in your group who are like, I'm not going to be an economics major. If I've confused you, this is what I really want you to take away. If you want to know if a country is poor or rich, you should look at their industries and their sectors. If you see a country with a really big primary sector, oh my gosh, this country, Peru, they have a huge primary sector. They have a big corn industry. They have a big sheep industry. They have a big soy industry. They have a big wheat industry. They're going to be a poorer country, and you're going to notice that they don't have a lot of service industries. If you look at a country like South Korea, and you see, oh my gosh, they have little to no natural resource industries. They must buy it all from other countries. Oh my gosh, but look, their insurance industry is big. Their banking industry is big. Their restaurant and tourism industry is big. You can guess that that country is a wealthy country.
Money, money, money.
Ask your teachers if you have more questions. We should move on to learning about standard of living.
All right.
Hi, Mom.